So I'm going to show you 3 casts on today. They get progressively more complicated. We're going to start with the really easy one and move up to the cast on that I use most of the time. You're going to need a ball of yarn and some knitting needles, whatever you need for the project that you're working on. I use circular needles, but you can use whatever you need. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to tie a slip knot. Okay, so with your end, your free end, you're going to go over your fingers, come back over and cross them, and then you're going to need to tuck a loop through here. Okay, so you've got a loop like that, and you're going to pull it tight to give you a knot. So slip that onto one of your needles and just pull it tight. Okay, so this tail end we're just going to keep out of the way, and you're going to use this end which attaches to the ball of yarn to do your cast on. So this is just a simple loop cast on. So in the same way as we made a loop when you did the slip knot, we're going to make a loop now. So we're going to make a loop. Try that again. We're going to make a loop. Okay, so you're working yarn. Your yarn is going over the top, and then we're just going to slip it on. And we're just creating, it's like a little half hitch knot. Okay, to show you again, we're going to turn a loop, and then we're going to put it on. Turn a loop and put it on. So you're making these little baby slip knots. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do a couple more of those. Okay, so really quick and easy. And if I bring this up close, you can have a look at what your edge is going to look like. Okay, that's going to be the edge of your knitted material. Okay, so the second cast on is the first method I learnt, and it's a knitted cast on. Okay, so if we were starting this from the beginning, you just make yourself a slip knot and we'd knit into that. But as we've already done these, I'm going to knit into this first stitch here. So I'm going to put my other knitting needle in. I'm going to take my working yarn. I'm going to go anti-clockwise round, and I'm going to make a knit stitch. Now, if I was going to make a knit stitch, I would then push it off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the yarn out, and I'm going to slip it on top. Okay, I'm going to go round again, pull it as if I'm going to make the stitch, and slip it on top. Okay, so round, slip it out, put it back on. Okay, so if I bring these up quite close, you can see this gives a bigger edge. It's a little bit more secure as an edge. Okay, so the final cast on is a long tail cast on. So for this, you're going to start in the middle of your working yarn, and you're going to hook your yarn over your thumb, your first finger. Okay, so you've got your end here, and this is your working end. And then you're just going to hold these with these 2 fingers. Okay, now some people start this with a slip knot, but I like to come in the back and then just twist it so that you've got your first stitch. Okay, now this is the tricky bit. We're going to take the needle under this thumb, under the finger, back through the hole, and then tighten the stitch. Okay, let me show you again. Going under this loop, through this loop, back through the hole, and pull it tight. Once you've got this going, this has got a lovely rhythm to it, which is why a lot of people really enjoy this cast on. Okay, so you can see once you're comfortable with it, you can work really fast. Let me show you again, just once more, really slowly. Under this bit, under this bit, back where you started, and pull. This little tug here, bringing your thumb and your finger apart, really strengthens, gives you a good solid one, really solid cast on. So let me show you. So you've got a slightly more complex knot there. Let me bring the ones that we did before so we can look at all three together. Okay, so you can see they kind of go down in size. So this is your long tail cast on. This is your, get out that way. This is your knitted cast on, and this is your loops. Okay, and then once you're done with your cast on, you'll always have your working yarn at the beginning, and then you just start to knit through. If you've been a bit enthusiastic with tightening your knots, you might find this first row is just a little bit tight. Okay, so give me a minute to just knit a couple of rows, and then we'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so I've just knit a few rows, just knitting and knitting, stockinette stitch. And I just wanted to show you this cast on edge. Okay, and I hope that you can see quite a difference, certainly between the first two and this one. So this is the long tail cast on, and you can see if I look at it on end on, it's got a really neat edge because we made that really definite knot to form that first part of the stitch. Okay, if we move down here, this is the knitted edge. This is the knitted cast on, where we did a knit stitch and then looped it back over. Again, it's a nice firm stitch, but it doesn't have quite the weight of the long tail cast on. An edging like this would be great if you were going to pick up the stitches or put a crochet edging on. And then if we come over here into this first, there we are, into this first looped stitch where we just made those kind of like slip knots, you can see that actually this edging is quite loose. We've got some fairly big loops here compared to this one. We've got some fairly big loops going on. Again, brilliant if you wanted to add an extra decorative crochet edging afterwards, or if you wanted something that was really quite elastic. Okay, this is not moving much. This is not an elastic cast on, whereas this has got a good amount of stretch to it. So thank you so much for joining me to look at 3 methods for casting on in knitting, and I hope you take a look at some more of my videos. Thanks a lot.